Actually, my first €100 I made in the third day of the streaming.
And what's the biggest deal you have gotten? Is it about 50?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow.
For the Samsung, it was 2 days. I'm not very much, I was never focused like specifically on the income. For me, it was more about the passion, about what's driving me.
What's the biggest donation you have had on Twitch?
Okay, it was not one time, it was 2 days, but same person. And then 2 days together, it was 10,000.
Wow, that's cool.
But I think that money has to be somewhere in the bottom of the list of your goals. For me, it's like, you know, more of like creating things, like just being happy with what you do and just be passionate about that. If I don't feel one day that I don't want to play that game, I just can turn off the stream and do something else, you know?
Story, how you got Logitech to be your sponsor?
Would you like us to send you like a gaming mouse? And they did send me, not mouse, they literally did send me a huge box of like keyboards, mouse, headsets.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a special guest. Her name is Dana. She is a world famous Twitch streamer with millions of followers, and she's one of the top 350 streamers on the planet Earth. Right now, let's rock. This is gonna be an amazing conversation, so let's get it. Today I'm with Dana. She's actually one of the top 350 streamers on the planet. We have almost 7-8 billion people, and there is an industry which is 385 billion. Yeah, that's billion gaming industry, and she's the top streamer from Latvia, who's amazing. And today we're gonna talk a lot about gaming, a lot about you, how you got to the success you have. And first thing we're gonna cover is how much money do you make per month?
Oh my God, you're starting like this instantly.
Yeah.
That was unexpected. As I mentioned before, we were a little bit talking, this is not like a traditional job, so you don't get like a certain amount of the income every single month, because it very much depends on the month, on the world situation, what's happening around the gaming industry. And as it very much depends as well on streamer then, because like it very much depends on yourself how much you can make. It's not like every single month I make like one certain amount of the money. It's always like very, very diverse. It can be from like 20K to like 100K, approximately in that gap.
So that's per month?
Yes.
Cool. And how does that money come from? What are the sources? Because you mentioned there are sponsorships. You are also sponsored by Logitech, which I think is amazing. There are views from organic followers, which you have millions of them. And there are probably Twitch ads, all sorts of mumbo jumbo. Where does the money come from? Can you give me like a breakdown? 20% this, 50% this? Can you give me a breakdown?
So I'm going to just start with mentioning where from, and then I'm going to think about where is the percentage coming from. So yeah, basically sponsors, it would be the highest income. Then obviously your Twitch streams are the subscribers, then also like bits, donations, ad revenue from the Twitch as well. Then obviously there's also affiliate links, but those are like the smallest part of the income. And then what was the last one? And then yeah, from the YouTube as well. YouTube, it's integrations plus ads as well. So probably the percentage wise, it's so hard to tell. Again, it's very much depends on every single month.
Because it's like this.
Yeah, it always goes like this. Because sometimes you can get 1 month 0 sponsor deals, and then next month you might have like 5 to 6 sponsor deals, and then it just like it's dramatic difference. But definitely the highest income is always from the sponsors.
50%?
Higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
80?
Like 60, I would say approximately. Again, it very much depends on the month. It's never going to be like, I don't know, 50 every single month. Maybe there might be non-sponsor deals, and then mostly the income is going to be from the Twitch. It's like very much depends on the month.
And what's the story? How you got Logitech to be your sponsor? Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, that was an amazing story actually, and I'm so thankful to them, because they're just amazing, because throughout, like I've been working with them already 4 years, and throughout 4 years we have built incredible relationships. They're like amazing people working there. And when I just started my streams, I was relatively new to everything. I had no idea how everything works, because I think that you really learn throughout the process of like when you stream, when you have like you're talking with new people and understanding what's going on in this industry in general. They did reach out to me because my camera positioning on stream was like from the side where you could see my mouse. So they did message me with like, they sent me an email being like, would you like us to send you like a gaming mouse? So like you play with it, like and showcase on stream. And back then I think I had like approximately like 300 views per my streams. And I was like, for sure. And they did send me not mouse, they literally did send me a huge box of like keyboards, mouse, headsets, mouse pads, and everything was 3 times like 3 keyboards, 3 mouses, 4 headsets. And I was like, whoa, this was like incredible because that was first ever gift from like a company which is related to gaming. And yeah, that was pretty much the start where we started like working, and I was like, wow, thank you very much for this like gesture. And then we just started to communicate, obviously, and from there the relationship started to develop. And yeah, and since then we started to work, and I'm very happy to be with them because back then when I started, there was like first campaign I did with them. It was related to like webcams. You know how those webcams on I don't know, for the Zoom calls or something. So they were releasing new webcam, and they just choose 4 creators among like millions to like be part of this campaign. And one of the creators was me. And I had never had any experience of like doing any sort of filming with like people I don't know or something. And I remember they did send like a crew of 3 or 4 people to come over my place because they wanted to film my setup and like me and like make a little interview. And if I would watch that, like that campaign back like today, I would be like so shy. How did they even decide to work with me? Because I was so insecure. I did not know how to talk and how to behave in front of the camera because I was so new to everything. But yeah, I really do think that big part of like how I have developed myself in this industry is definitely also thanks to them, because they did believe in me back then when I was like so green, let's say, and I did not know how to behave properly in front of the camera, but they still did believe in me, and it's like I just love them very much.
That's a cool story. But how, like for me, the question is, they send you stuff, right?
Yeah.
With the stuff, you can buy like clothes, food, etc. But next sponsored deals, how are they structured typically? Do they pay you one time? Do they pay you monthly? Do they need you to show the product? Like, what are the deal structures? And
is it specifically about the Logitech or in general?
Yeah, you could give an example for Logitech.
Okay, so how my work is with Logitech is that we do have like contracts, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like with every single sponsor like this, they either like want 3-month sponsorship, 6-month sponsorship, yearly sponsorship. So with Logitech specifically, I have like yearly.
And what do you need to do, and what do they give you?
So normally, like every single sponsor has like their own like vision, what they would like to do. For instance, they want you to post like 3 stories per month. No, that's too much. 1 story per month on Instagram, like mentioning like you know in their headsets, or you drinking their product or something. And I don't know, posts I don't know, TikTok videos or integrations into YouTube as well. So it's like it's very much depends on sponsor and on the deal. But yeah, mostly it's like a very standard. It's like integration into your streams, obviously, so you use their products. Then number 2 would be Instagram. If you have like developed your Instagram and you have like followers there, they want, for instance, for you to post like 1 post per month, 1 story per month. And then same with TikTok, same with Twitter, for instance. So,
and what do they give you? How much money are we talking about per deal or per month or per?
So normally, like if it's like a long-term partnership, that there is like 1 certain fee, and then that's it. Like they pay you that certain fee. But sometimes there's like, let's say, I don't know, like monthly sponsorship, for instance, with a softwares, VPNs. They want, again, it very much depends what they want. Mentions on stream, shout outs on stream, stories on Instagram. So it very much depends. And it's just like you agree on a fee, which they're going to pay to you. And then you just bring out the deliverables.
Got it. And what's the biggest deal you have gotten, money-wise?
Money-wise, I think it was recently, actually. It was with Samsung.
How much money are we talking about?
Actually, I don't think I would say that, but I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to say those things because of the contracts. Because sometimes you might sign contract and there is like mentioned that you're not allowed to, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you like a ballpark. Is it above 10K per sponsorship?
Yes, for sure.
It's above?
Yeah, for sure.
Is it above 50?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow. And that's for a month, or that's for a year or quarter? the above 50?
It depends. Like for the Samsung, it was 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the biggest one for the 50?
It was Samsung. For the
Crazy.
2 days. 2 days.
Crazy.
2 days of, yeah, it was pretty. But it was also super fun, you know? For me, now it's like, I'm not very much, I was never focused like specifically on the income. For me, it was more about the passion, about what's driving me, how I'm growing as an individual, as a person. That was the main drive and main focus for me, because I feel like if you're going to put money on the first place, especially in this industry, I might be wrong. For someone might be working this way, that like if you focus only on money, maybe you're gonna also succeed. But I think that money has to be somewhere in the bottom of the list of your goals. For me, it's like, you know, more of like creating things, like just being happy with what you do, and just be passionate about that.
I remember you were talking with Jānis Skutlis in the show in Latvijā. You said it only took you half a year to start making some income, which was in 2018 you started?
Yeah.
And in half a year, you started making some income. Can you describe what was the feeling when you first made your 100 euros, and how much money were you making after half a year?
Okay, so actually, my first 100 euros I made in the third day of the streaming. Ironically enough, yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah, it was just like...
It took me like half a year to YouTube. No, it took me 2 years in YouTube to make 100 euros.
No, it's like a different story, you know, because like when you're live, people might come to your stream. And there's actually one person, I'm actually still super thankful to him, because who knows, maybe if he wouldn't show me this, like, you know, if he wouldn't show me that it's possible, who knows, maybe I would stop back then, because it's very mentally hard to do live streams, especially when you're female, because that's a male dominant industry. So there was a person, who just came into my stream on the third day, and he just donated me like $50 first day, second day $50. And I was like, whoa, this is like, it's actually like happening. And I was very surprised, because I never knew that this sort of things are happening in the world, you know? So it was amazing. And that was like, not that he motivated me, he just showed me that that's actually possible, that you can make something out of it. And after the half a year, I actually don't even remember after half a year of streaming how much I was making, but it was already something that I was able to like sit at home, pay my bills, like, you know, for rent, for like food, which here is luckily enough is not super high compared to, let's say, Los Angeles, right? If you would live there, rent alone costs there like $5,000, plus food is very expensive there. So you need to survive there in a comfort like environment, like 10K per month. Where in here, like you can make like 700 euros back then in 2018. And then you can like live in a good apartment, more or less good apartment, obviously not in the most fanciest one, and buy yourself a food and just live out of that money.
I have a cool story. So you are Dana, and there's another girl. Her name is Anna. She is also in 2018. She's also going to start streaming the same time you're starting streaming. But she has better camera, better mouse, better keyboard, better computer, much faster computer, better camera. And the setup is nicer. And she starts and you start. But she fails. And she doesn't get successful with streaming. And she doesn't make income with streaming. Why you succeed?
Back then, I think it happened because, first of all, I started to play the game, which was Revolution. If I wouldn't be like probably mistaken if I would say like this, because that was a BR genre, which was out for 1 or 2 years, and it was just blowing up, and people were just getting into it. And I'm a person who, like practically wise, learned super fast. And since I played games from the childhood, I'm catching up things very fast. And I was just able to learn the game and play it a little bit above the average, I guess. And that way people start to kind of notice me and recognize me, that like, wow, look what she's doing in the video game. Because back then in 2018, Twitch was purely about the gaming. Because nowadays, like if you would ask me today and like back in 2018, that's 2 different platforms. So back then it was purely about the gaming, and I was, I guess, lucky enough to just learn it a little bit higher than an average player. And that way just, I attract the attention because of my gameplay. So you
need to be great at the game.
Back in 2018, nowadays, it's not a main factor anymore. Obviously, it's still a factor. Like if you're insane at the game and if you're able to show something incredible and your performance is just like top notch, then yes. But also obviously you have to bring some kind of uniqueness into your content. And back then as well in 2018, we did create a custom songs on my channel, which would like be triggered during the game, for instance, when I win, and then people would be able to activate the song. It's like a 1 minute long song, but it's super hyped. It's like very fun and people were loving it. And that was also, I think, one of the factors, because like till today, people still talk about that music, being like, wow, that's just the best song I ever had. They download it, put it on as the ringtones and so on. So again, you have to add also a little bit of uniqueness and something. You have to do something a little bit different from what everyone else does. Because purely just on gaming today, I don't think you can like do anything out of it. And again, I might be wrong because everyone has their own like success story, and they have to figure out their path on their own.
So this leads me to the next thing, which is, what would you right now do step by step if you have no name, no followers, nothing? You have your setup, everything, but nothing. How would you start again if your goal would be to start making, let's say, 10K a month as soon as possible with Twitch and with this mumbo jumbo stuff?
As soon as possible, 10K. 10K is actually a lot for the Twitch. Oh, that's actually a super hard question. And I can just answer approximately, but again, I would not know if that would actually work out. But I'm pretty sure that I would still do what I do. I would play games on a level which I play.
Which games would you play? Would you play the same game? And you were referencing PUBG, as I'm correct? And you were referencing also that this game had this new mod, which is 100 people in an island, and then the one who survives wins, right?
Yes.
Okay, what game would you play now?
I think that it would be still BR genre, because that's one of the main genres which people do like to watch, the survival games.
BR, a battleground. Battle Royale?
Yeah, Battle Royale.
Okay. I'm not so good.
It's fine.
I follow games, but not so maybe good.
Yeah, I think it would be still Battle Royale. Potentially even that would be still PUBG, because I still believe if you show an incredible gameplay in even an old game like PUBG, because it's already been out there for 6 years, which is considered kind of as old game, you can still make name out of it.
Thank you for your attention, and I hope you get a lot of value from this content. What you could do to help me is to share this video with one of your friends or post it on Instagram or a social platform. That would help a lot for this channel. Stay sharp and let's get back to the episode. Why would you go to PUBG if you go to Twitch browser?
No, that was just like an example. I would probably still play PUBG, or also, but I think that my mind kind of, for instance, now thought that I would probably do Fortnite, because Fortnite is till today, it's like one of the most watched BR games out there, and the content which they're bringing is just incredible, and people still love to watch it, and they still enjoy to watch it. So probably Fortnite, probably Apex Legends, maybe still PUBG, maybe I would play World of Warcraft, who knows, but I don't know. I would definitely though stick to like a gaming like environment, potentially with a mix of some kind of other integration like I do nowadays. I'm like trying to do like IRL streams, cooking streams sometimes, very rarely, but I do. So yeah, there's like a lot of diversity.
And how would you go about it? So you make a Twitch account, you start playing, what do you do?
So majority of people probably think that you just press live button, you stream, I don't know, for 12 hours a day or something, and then you finish the stream and then you relax. Actually, the main job happens off stream, because like you definitely have to work on your other platforms in order to grow your Twitch, at least in my opinion. Like, I don't think that you can grow Twitch alone without a help of other platforms, like such as YouTube, TikTok even, Instagram, for instance, because let's say if you have a certain followage on Instagram, you can just send your audience being like, yo, I'm actually live streaming, come and check out my streams, and then people can go and check you out, because it's a live unique content, right? It happens right now, right here. It's nothing pre-recorded, it's nothing that you can adjust. It happens specifically in the second, and people just like to watch you and interact with you and ask you questions and so on. So definitely you have to work for your other platforms like a lot. You have to generate and make different kind of content, different kind of ideas, and that's like non-stop chase, because you always have to. If you did one video, you sit down and be like, okay, I'm done. You're not done. You have to consistently, like, you did one video, you already have to work on another video, and it's just like consistent chase of this trends and like creating and doing.
Which platforms would you work on?
Which platforms I would recommend?
Yeah, as you start again from zero, you're not.
That would be YouTube and TikTok.
YouTube, TikTok, not Instagram.
No, because as you know, the TikTok nowadays is like one of the most popular apps out there, right? And there has been a couple of examples right now on Twitch that some people have generated an insane amount of the views on TikTok. And they just did send all the TikTok audience to Twitch, which is pretty successful. And YouTube is, YouTube is just like a place which you always would like to want to have a lot of attention, because I think YouTube is still stronger than TikTok anyways, but those two platforms definitely would be the main ones to develop and work on.
So first step, pick a game. Second step, start streaming. Third step, after you finish streaming, distribute, make content, publish it on YouTube, TikTok, maybe some other platforms. What's next?
What's next?
I get no views. What's next?
You have to keep doing it. It's not going to be like one day you're going to like do 1-2 clips and then next day you're going to wake up famous. No, it's not going to be like that. You have to hard work, because it might take you a couple of years. It might take you, I don't know, 5 years to just get somewhere, because people still do not give up. I know some people who have been streaming. When I started to stream, I've seen them streaming a certain game. So it's been 6 years, because before I started my own streams, obviously I was sitting in the Twitch as a viewer as well. I was trying to understand the environment, what's happening, like how it works, what's going on in the live streams, like checking VODs and so on. So it's like a lot of inner study for yourself to understand, because I didn't have anyone to go and ask those questions. So I needed to do it on my own. So yes, what I was doing, I was just like, first of all, studying the Twitch. And and then...
Is there something else you could do to grow your Twitch channel if you started from zero?
I guess I maybe mentioned like main things. Again, as just developing your other platforms. Other things doesn't come into my head, because I'm just also referring to other successful Twitch streamers right now. There has been one of the most successful Twitch streamer. He made a world record of the most subscribers recently, and he, as far as I understood, he had his comedy show before, and because of this comedy show, he literally had like 5-6 million followers from this show, and then he started to live stream, and these people who knew him from the comedy show, they all went to watch him live stream and play video games.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. A thing that came up to me, and I want to ask you, and I think you will also say the same way I'm going to say it, but I just wanted to get your opinion. And the thing was, I saw you on the Twitch, and I noticed two things. First thing, I noticed you're an attractive lady. That's number one.
Thank you.
That I think could help you a lot to get attention, because I think Twitch, mostly guys watch it, right? Mostly. And second thing I found out, you play awesome. You play good. I saw some videos, you're doing headshots, like people riding, you riding, boom. I was like, what the hell? I was like, because I know playing. I haven't played PUBG, but I have played like Counter-Strike, all these shooters, Battlefield, all of those games. But I was like, man, that's not so easy. I know it's not easy.
Yeah, people normally say that I make it look very easy. And
but it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not.
Do you agree that you have a competitive advantage on that?
Specifically on the looks?
Yes.
I think it's like a combination again of two, because as I mentioned before, Twitch in general and gaming industry in general is very male dominant industry. And if you as a female come there and you show an incredible skill, which some males can't even beat, then you definitely are going to get some attention. I don't know if like looks matter a lot, because might be not, because there's a lot of beautiful girls on Twitch in gaming or doing other things like painting, dancing, and all that. And I'm not sure that would be a main factor of getting like the attention, you know? So it's like, it's hard to answer, because at the end of the day, I think that it's way more interesting of showing your, let's say, talents, even though I think the talent does not exist. It's a hard work, than like, you know, just sitting there because like I'm pretty and watch me, you know, it's like, I don't think it works that way.
Last thing on this steps, how much would you stream if you started out? How many days? How many hours?
When I started, or
if you would start now from zero?
Well, first of all, I think I would do the same what I did, because when I started, I would stream 3 to 4 hours per day, because I was trying to understand again how it works. What am I supposed to do? Because also when I started to stream, I was streaming in English, and my English level was below the average. It was quite super basic, and I actually improved it throughout the streaming like a lot, dramatically, I would even say. So 3 to 4, and then just within the time I was like doing it like 5, 6, which would be already a lot, because it's relatively hard to be 5 to 6 hours nonstop on a focus, you know, because it drains your energy a lot when you are supposed to be watching and being all the time very aware of like what happens in game, at the same time entertaining your audience and so on. So yeah, but it definitely depends on your own wish, but unfortunately I think that in order to succeed, you have to be like consistently present there. Like you have to be live, and you have to remind about yourself to your audience that like, hey, I still exist, I'm still here. So it's definitely like better to be always consistent with your schedule. Like let's say if you have one day off, you announce it like my days off are Wednesdays, and then people gonna know that they should not come to Wednesday to Twitch because they're not gonna find you there, right? But again, it's different for everyone, for sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's jump a little bit topic. I found you by your YouTube channel, and there was a video.
See, I just wanted to add, like, you found me because of my YouTube channel. This is how it works. If I wouldn't have a YouTube channel, you probably wouldn't figure out that Dana from Latvia, who live streams on Twitch, this exists. So
exactly. And I saw the video, you showcasing your house, which you built yourself. And I just want to ask you, what is the story behind that? How did you achieve it? How do you do it? How much it costs? How much? Because you build it yourself.
Yes.
And then I actually met in sauna one of the people who was kind of showing you also some apartments, because he was telling me you were thinking maybe to buy an apartment, maybe a house, or rent a house, or buy a house, or build a house, and then you came up to build a house. How did that happen?
Well, obviously, when you generate certain income, you don't want money to be just there in the bank, you know, because money loses its value. And I didn't have place to live, like my own place to live, and I knew that I would like to get something for my own. And as you mentioned, I was like thinking like apartment or house and so on. So I came up with the idea that, yeah, just because I was like watching, you know, some different kind of options in the market, and understood that like what I personally want for myself is not going to be available out there in the market, unfortunately, because in the beautiful and nice houses people do live, they don't sell them. Yeah, I just decided that I would like to get my dream.
And we're
place.
gonna show it here somewhere. It's gonna be like B-rolling right now.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much did it cost you to build it?
Again, I don't really.
Approximately.
Approximately.
Above $1 million? Below $1 million?
Below $1 million, yeah.
Below $1 million.
Yeah.
Below 50? Below 500?
Above.
Above 100. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a ballpark. From 500 to $1 million. You don't like to tell the numbers. Because I bought my apartment from 200 to 250. But I bought an apartment. 200
to 250.
Yeah.
In which place? In which?
I live in center.
Okay.
Baznica Street.
It's a nice location.
Yeah, location is amazing.
I mean, if you bought it like, I don't know, 5 years ago, then
No, I bought it
yesterday.
no, last year.
Last year. I mean, I think it's a great investment.
Did you pay it off all in full?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I bought it with the bank. Didn't buy it like that.
Okay. But I mean, especially in the center, those things always go up in the value. So you're going to just win on that one.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure you're going to just
Maybe.
win.
How long did it take to build?
It was actually very fast compared to like how I see other people do execute their building process. I think it was in general like 1 year and 8 months, something like that.
So 1 year and 8 months?
Approximately. I might be lying, to be honest. Yeah, but something like that. It was relatively fast.
Did you buy the land also?
Yes.
Where is it? Like, is it like which rayons?
No, I'm not mentioning that.
Okay. Because I couldn't understand. Okay, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just for the safety reasons, I never tell those things.
Good thing to do. But I loved your house. It looks very nice.
Thank you.
I love the details. Like, I was like, oh, that's nice. The kitchen and everything. Cool. Let's move forward. Now, how is it that you don't get bored doing it? The same game again and again.
Well, the good, like, not that I'm like, maybe like, of course, like 90% of the time I still do one game, right? But 10% of the time I do different kind of games. And when I do those different kind of games for like hour or two, I just understand like why I love that one game so much, because none other game gives me those emotions and those feelings when you win it. And I mean, I don't know how people could complain of playing a video game as your, like, you know, main source of living. So I don't know, I just love it, and I really appreciate it, because As I mentioned to you as well before the podcast, that I come from nowhere, and just if someone would tell me like 5-6 years ago that you would be like making living out of just playing a video game, I would think you're crazy, like it's impossible, you know. But it became possible, and I'm very happy, and I'm still very thankful for this opportunity which has appeared in my life. That's why, I mean, I can't complain. I really can't complain, because it is like, if I don't feel one day that I don't want to play that game, I just can turn off the stream and do something else, you know. But it still gives me like a very amazing emotions playing that game, because people have been playing chess for like how many years, you know, and they still play the game and they still enjoy it. So it is very fun to play video games in general.
And what is your goal for yourself on the streaming life world?
My goal? Well, they're very ambitious, obviously, but I, to be honest, don't plan very much ahead. I am a person, which is probably incorrect, because you should definitely plan your life ahead for 5 years, 10 years. I don't do that. I live this certain moment, you know, and I just do things and I enjoy them today, because I feel like if you're going to be focusing too much about what's going to happen in a year, 2, 3, 5, you're going to just forget about today, which is very important, because the only day which we have is today, right? So I just focus kind of on today and what I can bring on the table today.
And regarding like streaming world, like I was Googling and I was seeing that Ninja, the streamer Ninja, was making, it showed on the article like 500 a month. Like, what is the biggest numbers you have seen other streamers make per month, income wise?
I haven't checked this sort of information, but recently there has been the biggest deal which has happened in the streaming industry. One streamer, XQC, he got bought non-exclusively to stream on other alternative streaming platform, which is Kick. And he, like, for the official sources, he got paid $100 million to do that. But again, it's non-exclusive. I can explain what non-exclusive means. It means that you have, like, let's say an obligation. We don't know what is his obligations and what sort of hours he has to cover, but I would assume that he has to cover, like, let's say 120 hours per month on Kick. And then when he has done that, if he has done those hours on the Kick platform, he can also stream on any other platform, which for instance is Twitch, right? Where his main audience is coming from. So it's like a very win-win situation, because you got 100 million into your pocket and you can still stream a little bit on Twitch while not losing your main audience. So it's pretty incredible. If
my mom and some old people hear that somebody got paid 100 million to play a video game for 120 hours per month on like one platform, they would be insanely confused.
Yeah,
I wouldn't understand it.
Yes,
many people will be probably envious,
yes,
jealous, but some people, it could inspire them, right?
For sure.
And I think the gaming industry is also growing. It's not going to shrink. It's going to grow explosively. I'm
pretty sure this is just the beginning of it, because gaming industry is the biggest entertainment industry in the world. If you're going to combine all the, I don't know, NHL and NBA and so on, you combine them all together, they don't generate as much like money as much as gaming industry does. Like entertainment wise.
Wow.
Like, you know, yeah, it's very big, because there's everyone almost plays video games, you know, even on your phone. Sometimes you might be, I don't know, seeing people just sitting and playing some kind of games, but it's still considered as a gaming.
And did you see the new things that come out of Unreal Engine 5, the game dynamics, the lighting, and how they make the games?
That's
I saw
insane.
some videos where they're just like, bum, 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 5 buttons, 10 minutes, there's like a world created.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a unique one.
And also potentially that artificial intelligence is also going to be integrated into the gaming in the future. That's going to be massive.
How that's going to work? How's
I don't really know. We're going to see that in future, since that's just the beginning of artificial intelligence. But I would assume that, for instance, you know how, let's say, a video game has like NPCs, right? And they behave in a certain pattern because the game developers has developed, like, made them that you have to move left and right. But if the artificial intelligence is going to be, for instance, that's my idea, I might be wrong, then those NPCs might just behave as they want to. They will gonna, I don't know, be friends with you or be against you. So it's gonna be incredible to see, to be honest.
Yeah, it's insane. They can make their own decisions.
Yes.
You can have conversations with them.
Exactly.
Because nowadays they're all like pre-scripted, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like Red Dead Redemption 2, it's all pre-scripted. All the answers, all the things. I saw the new things for Cyberpunk, the game Cyberpunk. They also added how the NPC is gonna react. And NPC, for people who don't, that's the non-player. What do you say? What it is? It's like a non-real player, something like that.
It's like a bot,
yeah, something like that. And it's crazy what they're gonna do to that thing. And also, like, I noticed that there's like a guy in Latvia who's like the top G on Counter-Strike, Brokey.
Yes.
Know the guy?
Yes.
And he also makes a ton of money from esports, specifically.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And sponsors, right?
I don't really know how he makes, but I'm pretty sure. Like, if you're an esports player for the CS:GO, oof, that's massive.
That's the biggest. There's more money in CS:GO than other games.
I think that the biggest one would be LoL. Specifically, if we talk about tournament-wise, I think that LoL has one of the biggest prize pools, or Dota even. They all have like crazy amount of the money.
But this is my question. Like, there's like, I also see this, like every week there's a tournament for Counter-Strike or other games, and they have these prize pools. Where does that money come from? There's like a Arabic rich guy who just gives out money. Where does the money come from? From NHL, I know where the money comes from. It comes from ticket sales, all of that stuff. But where does the money come from these tournaments?
Well, again, there's also like sponsors. For instance, I don't know, some kind of peripheral brand wants to be their sponsors, and monitor brands. It's like it's generated from a lot of places, obviously, for them. Again, I'm not really into the esports. I mean, I am part of the gaming industry, but I'm not really into esports. But I think it's definitely sponsors. It's also the company which holds the game. They also might give some sort of funds for that, because they generate insane amount of the income from, let's say, for specifically CS:GO, it's skins. They have insane amount like on the like. You can afterwards check the statistically wise, they have like billions of dollars in the skins every single day, probably just in terms of trading and so on. So yeah, it's there is like a lot of sources of income for sure.
So main idea, big companies who want to sell you products or sell you virtual products, they sponsor the event, so they get noticed and seen.
Yeah, like labels on the
That's how it happens, right?
For sure, that's like probably one of the sources.
Crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Can you, like, what was interesting for me also when I was thinking about you is I was thinking you're not just streaming or making content. You're actually making your content viral, thinking about how to attract more people to see you and to keep watching you. And I was thinking, how could I use your knowledge? And my question was, how do you make your content more viral, to have more reach, to have more, like, I don't know, impact? How do you do it? Like, what's your process of thinking, thumbnails, the videos, or the content? Like, what is the process? Because there's a process, there is a sauce.
Are you specifically asking about the YouTube?
In my case, that would be more relevant.
Okay, so I don't do my YouTube videos. I have editor for that, and he is responsible for everything. He's responsible for thumbnails, as you mentioned, because thumbnails are very important. And then, like, I just send him like video. Like I don't know, I got a crazy, incredible game on live on stream. I crop it and I send him a link being like, this is the game which should go like on YouTube, and then he does his work on his end. So he's normally responsible for my YouTube videos and so on. But since I have been doing the videos related to PUBG already since 2019, so I had this channel since like 4 years. In general, like YouTube algorithms knows that like my channel is known for the PUBG, right? So every single time there's gonna be a video which is gonna get like a little bit more clicks, I guess it's gonna be pushed among the people who enjoy to watch specifically like BR games or gaming in general. So that's just like YouTube algorithms. It's those are very hard to predict and know how they work. That's a mystery, I guess, for them as well. You know?
And what do you look in the videos? There's like something that's sauce. There's something funny happens. Something crazy happens.
Well, it also very much depends on the game. For instance, when PUBG releases, I don't know, a new gun into the game, which is like wow, because they don't do it very often. And whenever a new gun comes out, and let's say you win a game only with that gun, and you had like 20 plus kills, which is 20 kills in game is very hard to achieve, and you have like 20 kills with this new gun alone, and obviously everyone will gonna want to go and watch how did you do the 20 kills with that new gun, how did it work, how many bullets does it take to kill person, what's the recoil for the gun. So people just like to watch like the new if PUBG generates new content, it's also good for the content creators. If nothing new happens in the game, then it's a little bit harder because you always kind of do the things around which has already, you have already published, I don't know, 5 games which were kind of with the same guns. Then you have to have something either funny happening, again, either kill record, like, I don't know, 30 kills. That's massive. So yeah, it very much depends what kind of, like, maybe funny conversation with a random person you played, and then you just like talk with him. He's from, I don't know, from Portugal, and then you just talk about something, and then people just like to listen to this conversation between 2 strangers, for instance. So it's like, it's very much like depends on the match. So
I took from you that actually I'm in this marketing and sales world, helping consultants, coaches, service providers, and I took it like, okay, I should try for marketing, maybe new methods of doing marketing, maybe different angles, because it's the same way how you said, like new stuff.
Yeah.
And also I took from you to experiment maybe with a lot of different nuances. Maybe like ad-wise, the ad could be like a conversation. The ad could be maybe not even me, but some other people. And that's what I took from that.
It's very important just to always do new things which you think might not work, but you have to experiment, because if you're not going to try them, you will never know if it would work out or not. And
this is a crazy comparison. You said you make 20 to 100K a month. I make like, right now, the business generates, not make, but business generates 100 to maybe 120 now, like last 3 months.
K per month.
But I have way more people than you. I have like 19 now.
Okay.
And you have?
1, 2.
Oh my God.
No, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it depends.
How much is your costs per month for the business thing?
Yeah, again, it depends on the project. If there is something to film, I don't know, if we have like a big video to do. For instance, one of the biggest video which I did recently was the car video, which was like 20-minute long. That one was a little bit pricey for me. Again, it was like, I guess, how much did we spend on that video in general? It's gonna be hard to know, like maybe 3K
on one video.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because we needed to rent the Bikernija trasse. Because we rented it, you know, because it's not as easy to get it. Like, just go there and drive. How much did it cost? I think we did. I don't really remember how much was it. Maybe it was like 700 euros or something to rent it for
1 hour.
No, it was. I already don't remember. 3 hours.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, other countries has that for free. Like, for instance, Germany, there's like plenty of those places where you can go and drag, and it's completely for free. But like, you know, Bikernija trasse is the only place where you can do it for like, you know, in Latvia. So we needed to do, film it there. So then equipment, renting some things, you know, extra, because, I mean, I have all the equipment in terms of cameras, lights, and so on, because I have also invested in that a lot, because I have a lot of things for filming. But sometimes there's something what's missing. So that's why we have to rent it, you know, then also, so yeah.
But how much money do you spend per month on your team, on other stuff that needs to be paid for you to stream, make, no, like how much is the expenses?
Again, it's very much depends if there's something to film. If there's nothing to film, then nothing.
Oh, really?
For sure, because like I don't need any videos, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah.
I spend like 10 to 30K a month on ads.
The ones which are like pushed in the internet, yeah?
Yeah. Have you seen my ads?
No, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You're not the audience, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm targeting people who like have, but you have like Facebook pages, so.
Oh yeah, I also have Facebook.
Yeah.
Completely forgot to mention that. Yeah. It's also actually really, Facebook is also very good in terms of gaming for the for people to discover you through the Facebook.
Notice you, to get attention.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because there is a lot of audience as well who plays video games in Facebook, and Facebook also had Facebook gaming, but I think they did shut it down, sadly.
No, so how much you spend per month? Is it like biggest month have you spent how much?
I don't really know.
Like 10K?
Honestly.
More?
Like on the videos and so on?
No, like on your, I would say this is like a business for you, right?
Oh, business. Oh.
But it's so interesting because you're like 2 people team.
It like depends. I mean, specifically camera people. Like,
no,
you know,
I mean your team, whole team.
Oh, okay. So it's a different structure, of course.
Okay,
yeah. So I was specifically talking about the people who like work with the cameras, you know, the content we're creating.
But so you have 1, 2 camera guys, you have agencies, a couple of them, but you have other people who you outsource?
And also personal manager. But he's a
guy?
Yeah, he's
so he's assistant, right?
He's like my personal assistant, and he found me through the Twitch. when I just started my streams, we just started to be with him in a contact. We were chatting, like discussing a lot of new things, like things and ideas together. And he was just like, do you want me to be your manager? I was like, wait, how is that? Because I had no idea what is that. He's like, if you're going to be receiving emails, you just like forward them to me and I'm going to be handling them. I was like, sure. So since then, it's been like almost 4.5 years, 5 years. We've been not only like working together, but also very good friends, because he has helped me as well a lot, because his communication skills is just like top notch, you know, whilst I'm like, I'll be answering to emails, hello, yes, let's make this deal done, goodbye. Whilst he's like so professional, typing those emails very professionally and very smart and like, whoa. So he has helped me as well a lot. So he's like as my personal manager, then my agency, and plus my camera people.
That's like not so much people, right? And it's interesting.
I mean, theoretically, yeah, it's not. Theoretically, it's not.
Like, I want these more like nuanced questions. Like, let me ask you this. Last 6 months, has there been a month where you generate less than 50K a month?
Yeah, for sure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. But it's interesting for you. Most of it is profit. For me, like I make, how do you say it? Like brutto.
I understood. Like you have a lot of expenses as well to spend. It's not like you just make it all for yourself.
No, yeah, I don't like our profit wise, we have a good profit. We have like from 30 to 60% profit, but per month. But I buy courses. I pay like, we bought last year a mastermind for 40,000. And then this year we bought something for 18,000 and again for 12,000 and again for 5,000. And that's just education for me and my team.
Yeah, but that's investment.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
I don't take out the money because I have this belief. I found this guy, Alex Hormozy. Maybe you know him. He's a good guy about business education. And I took from him this very to heart. He said, like, my goal is to become really, really, really wealthy. That is my goal, right?
Your goal.
Yeah, that's for sure. I want to be like a gillionaire, and then I want to make my team crazy big. I want to make my team rich. I want to make them wealthy. I want to make their families good. So... And he was saying that as you don't make so much money as your goal, which could be, in my case, I want to be at 10 million a year as soon as possible, which is like $1 million a year, $1 million a month. He said all the excessive money you have left, you should reinvest in education to get skills and knowledge so you can grow the team, or invest in talent.
Yeah.
Such as like people to make maybe content, because that's also something I'm planning to do. My expenses for content is like maybe 2 to 3K per month now, but I'm planning to expand it way more because I want the organic to work much better. Like for you, everything is organic, right? There's no like paid ads. You don't run paid ads.
No.
It's crazy, right? But I run paid ads. And if I would stop running paid ads, we would definitely not make even probably like 60K a month. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe we could. I don't know. But maybe. It's interesting. Just a comparison.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's a little bit different.
It is
also
different.
Fields, you know,
it
and you have a little bit different focus, even though you also work in internet, but you know, you have people to support and also to gain the knowledge and education and so on.
Yeah, and I think maybe this is interesting for us. Like, we could be making right now 500 a month. We just have some problems, such as the lead amount, which is like people signing up on our website, or us doing sales calls enough. Because we do 300 to 400 sales calls per month. Those are like Zoom meetings with people who are interested in buying something from us.
Yeah.
And
they're normally outside of Latvia, right? They're not.
It's like 50-50. Right now, this month, it's 50-50. So half the clients we get are from Latvia. Yeah. Because Latvian is a good market for us either way. And half now is actually from Europe. We're mostly focusing on Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, and they're buying our stuff.
Yeah, but wait, again, Latvia, what do they buy from you?
The same thing that English people do. So I sell like a service where you get an account manager who's gonna make your offer, help you to launch your first ads on Meta or YouTube. Yeah. And then we give a training platform which is educational that helps you and teaches you how to sell, how to make offers, how to run ads, how to structure your business. Later I'm going to show you a lot of stuff. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff, mumbo jumbo. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Could you please walk me through a typical day of yours?
Oh, okay. Very simple. I do try to exercise almost every single day.
Morning?
Yeah, in the mornings, because like it's very important, you know, since I sit for quite a while, approximately 7 hours a day I sit, it's very important to also have like physical activities. So very very simple. Just wake up in the morning, prepare the food for the day, because when I'm live, I just can't do that, you know? I can't be like, okay, guys, I'm going to 20 minutes AFK. I need to prepare myself like lunch or something. So I always prepare everything in advance. Exercises, then some emails here and there, checking something out, and then, yeah, go live. I normally start my streams around 1 p.m. And then I finish around 8 p.m. And then there's a couple of hours to do something else. And then like days are going by this fast. You just woke up and you're already going to bed, and it's happening every single day like this. Because yeah, that time is flying super quickly. So it's very, very like, regular and nothing super extraordinary.
Have you been to the Hype World in Blaumanila?
Hype World. Is that like a new PC? No, unfortunately, I haven't.
It's nice. It's interesting for me and you. Like my work day is way different than yours. And when I have fun, I play games. But that's when I have fun. But that's when you work.
Yes,
what do you do for fun?
Yeah, that's very funny because also, you know, because gaming at the first place was as a hobby for me as well. I was just like playing for fun and I was liking it. Like just, it would be my free time where I would like just, you know, play some CSGO or something. But now since it has turned into my work, it's not my hobby really anymore, but I still love to do it. So if I have a free time, that would be probably the least thing I would do. So if my hobbies and like if I have free spare time is reading. I was very bad at school. I would be like very bad student, and I would dodge everything what would be related to reading, and only in my adult age I understood how it's important to read, because there's so much amazing information in the books. So I try to read as much as I can when I can. Baking also, I love baking cakes. That's my hobby as well. So yeah.
What kind of cakes do you bake?
I like to bake like healthy vegan alternatives, you know, like because I'm very sweet tooth, and like if I would eat all those cakes which are available, I would be probably wouldn't fit in this chair. So I try to bake like a vegan alternative, healthy desserts like that.
If you would choose any cake, what cake would you choose? And it can be sweet. What's your favorite cake?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah.
We know I have a favorite tiramisu, and sometimes the guest says
good.
Tiramisu, like this is our guy, you know, it's like every time we ask this thing. Okay, cool. Like that's cool.
For this tournament.
What's something that people ask you all the time on Twitch?
What people ask me on Twitch normally, there's a lot of different kind of questions people ask on Twitch. It's like it very much depends. Very basic ones probably. Like probably it's funny enough or not. They always ask you super private questions and so on, but it's like mostly we talk about gaming related things, you know, because people are fans of like, let's say PUBG, and then like, what do you think about this new gun? What do you think about this new update and so on? So they always, that's main discussions which we normally have. How about everything actually? We talk about absolutely everything.
What's the biggest donation you have had on Twitch?
Like one time, like at one.
Yeah.
It was, I think... Okay, it was not one time, it was 2 days, but same person. And then 2 days together, it was 10,000.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but that was actually a very funny story, which I'm not going to tell. At the end, everything did work out. But yeah, it was 10,000.
Wow.
In 2 days.
That's cool. That's cool. And I think an interesting story was also, I found your video. I was like, I need to get this girl on this show. And I was like, I went to your Instagram. I was like, man, there's like 700,000 or 600,000 people. I was like, need to get her attention. So I went to Twitch. And I did I haven't done it first time. Like for me, first time to doing anything like that. Like to write the message. And then I was like, how much should I donate? It can be so little. And I was like, okay, let's do €100 donation. And then we invite you to check out Instagram that I want to invite to the show. That was a nice way, right? That
was a nice way to approach it for sure, because you know, I was also like thinking how do you get like attention of like people who have like bigger followers, because there's a lot of requests in the
Instagram.
Yeah,
how much requests you get per day on like?
Yeah, it's a lot, especially if you have like stories posted or posts, you know, then kind of gets attention of your audience, and then you get like a lot of DMs, people either commenting on your story, either asking some questions. So it can be a lot.
And you don't look at that, right? You have the manager, right?
No, I look at them.
Oh, you look at it?
Yeah. But sometimes you might miss, as I don't know as well. My Instagram sometimes is weird. Some messages are being like they're not there. For instance, like I know people wrote me, and I go and check, and it's not there. I don't know how it works. Yeah,
I want to talk about the craziest things. Okay, last year, 2022, what was the best game in your opinion?
Best game I've been in 2022. Oof, that's gonna be a hard question, because potentially it was out of my focus, you know.
Probably.
Because
I have my favorite already picked. You tell me yours, I'm gonna tell you mine.
Because I play one game pretty much all the time. And in 2020, I know that this year, I think it's like World of Warcraft. That's 100% because they have released this new hardcore mode and it's gaining like a lot of attention right now. It's like a mode. I don't know, have you ever played World of Warcraft? It is pretty hard game. And the hardcore mode is where you survive without not dying, which is almost impossible, but people do that. And if you like level up your character to like max without not dying, so from 0 to 100, that's like a world records. People are making world records in that.
Last year, my favorite game was Elden Ring. It's amazing.
Elden Ring, yeah.
It was the first game I played, which is a Souls game.
Yeah.
And I was like, first time I was Googling things to know how to do next step in the game. It was like, it's so hard. It's like the first day you go, you start playing, there's no difficulty and there's no guidance, there's no map, there's nothing. You just need to listen to some old people talking some weird language to understand what to do. The craziest game ever. You haven't played it?
No, I haven't. I heard about it, but I haven't.
It last year win the Game Award. It was the game of the year last year.
That's great.
What is the games you're looking forward to this year?
This year. Well, actually, CS 2.0.
That's going to come out October, September?
I mean, they were supposed to launch it in the summertime, but the summer is already over. So I don't really know. Potentially it's being a little bit postponed. And there was another game which is called... it always gets out of my head. But there's like a new game which I did see, which also is supposed to be launched in November, I think. It's going to be in the mix between VR and like something as Escape from Tarkov with an extraction. I really forgot the name of that game.
Do you follow other platforms like PlayStation? Because I'm like a PlayStation gamer.
Okay. No, I don't.
You don't, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like the next Spider-Man. There's going to be the Spider-Man 2 coming out.
Okay.
That's an amazing game, probably.
Yeah, I have, I mean, I don't own any PlayStation or console, sadly. So, you know, when you're not really in that kind of...
Have you played any games from Software?
No.
Yeah,
only as a kid I did play on Nintendo Switch, but that was like 20 years ago, right?
They had the new game Armored Core 6 released just now.
Okay.
The new like shooter type of mech game.
Okay.
But it's mech. It's an interesting game.
You played it?
I'm thinking about it. It came out 25th of August, so it's like 5 days
recent,
ago. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like blowing up the internet right now.
Okay.
It's an interesting
it's normally that happens like this. If there is some kind of game which is kind of new and everyone is playing it, then it's definitely gaining a lot of attention. Especially now, there hasn't been any game out there which has attracted as crazy attention as it was back in 2017, 18, 19 with like, for instance, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, because PUBG is the first game which got into the Guinness record book because of they had like above 3 million current like players at the time, which is the biggest amount ever. Like at the same time, 3 million playing people the same exact game. Yeah, and that way they got into the Guinness World book.
And I thought it was an interesting story. Could you explain that you got almost like how many people live watching you at the same time? There was like a crazy amount, right?
Yeah, as I mentioned, before our conversation, that there is natural viewers, and also there is a way of like boosting your viewers through the Twitch, for instance. So you can get on the Twitch front page is whenever you enter the Twitch page, and there is like a lot of like, I think there's 10 streamers on the front page, and then they can scroll and like kind of discover you. So when you're on the front page, obviously those are not natural viewers because some people just have their front page on, and that's going to be already as a viewer for you. So it was like 12 to 16K people watching when I was on the front page, but my natural views where I was just playing game, and it was actually because it was an insane circle in a game and we had so much action and non-stop surviving. And when those things happen, the retention happens. You know, people stay because they want to watch the game till the end, because there is a certain like process when you see when the game is coming to an end. There is always be boost in the viewers because they want to see the end game, because that's a peak. So it was 4,600 people, like, which was my natural views.
400
yeah, in the same second.
That's a lot of people. That's like half Latvia, basically. Like watching you live, right?
It is pretty incredible, yeah, because when sometimes I am attending, I don't know, concert or something, and I see there is like 1,000 of people in a concert, I'm like sometimes looking at it and being like, wow, sometimes this many people watch me at the same second when I play video games from home. It is sometimes my brain doesn't understand that as well, yeah.
Are you like a gaming geek regarding technology? Like you're like you really know the mouses and the keyboards and the computer specs?
Yeah.
You know.
Specifically peripherals, yeah, because I've been working with Logitech since 4 years already. So every single time the new product comes out, I'm like, what's new in it? Like, what's like, you know, what's so specific about it and so on. So yeah, you just learn it with the process, you know.
I have a geeky question.
Okay.
I just bought the video card, which is RTX 4070 Ti. Is it a good one?
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Why didn't you go for 4090 though?
See? I don't know. I was like, that's the one.
But it's also good.
Because
I
was like, I want a cool computer. I called to DanucD. There's a company in Latvia.
Yeah.
I was like, I want a cool computer. Which one should I pick?
Okay.
And then there was like this one. And I called my brother, who's like 16 or 15 years old. He plays Counter-Strike. He edits videos. He has like also
he's upcoming gamer.
Yeah. He's game, but he's like on more focusing on editing.
Okay.
He's also editing Fortnite videos, like with music and stuff. I'm gonna show you later on.
That's very impressive.
And he was like, man, this one's nice. This one's nice.
No, it's very good. Yeah, it's just like 4070 Ti is very good.
It's very good. Okay, cool. What do you? Okay, now mēs te izrisim tos īsos questions. Okay, what would you choose, hot or cold?
Cold.
Cold. Why cold?
Because I think that in a cold environment, your brain works a little bit better, because when it's hot, you get a little lazy. You want to, not to do anything. I just see it for myself during the summer season. I want to work less. I want to just enjoy time next to the water. I want to do some water activities. I want to enjoy time in the nature a little bit more. But when it's cold, you don't have much to do, just work, So when when in a cold environment, it's just like easier to focus on the work, and your brain just functions a little bit more clearer. Yeah.
Cool. What's your favorite restaurant in Riga?
So since I'm vegan, there's not many options, and it's probably Pavadīs, because that's one of the because we only have like 5 plant-based restaurants in Latvia. So yeah, that's one of I like all 5, but the Pavadīs is I like it a lot because they have a lot of different delicious cakes. As I mentioned before, I'm a very big cake fan.
Favorite sport?
Esports.
Esports. Which game would you watch if you
CSGO.
don't? CSGO.
Yeah.
Me too. I also watch those tournaments.
Yeah, even though I started my streams from CSGO, but even I don't play it now, but it's just like, it's already like a football, you watch it because you understand it's 5v5, they have to plant the bomb, they have to defuse the bomb, and when those players who have like 10,000 plus hours in the game, the way they have their performance in game, communication, the rotations is just like, it is incredible to watch.
Best book you read and you would recommend to other people?
21 Lesson of the 21st Century.
What's the author?
Yuval Harari, sorry.
Cool. Why that book?
Because it shows a very clear and cold mind towards the 21 topic of the things which are related to us, such as technology, religion, beliefs and so on. So it's like a very interesting way of discovering new ways of seeing the world, I think, and also the future of the world.
Okay.
How everything is going to be robotized, and everything is going to be like AI, like we were going to just be living in this virtual reality or whatever. And he actually mentioned one of the things in the book, which still is in my mind, that in the future, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years, we're going to have only 2 things which is going to remain for humans. It's going to be, which will going to bring them pleasure. It's video games and drugs.
Wow.
He mentioned that.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I kind of agree with that, because
and you're one of them, right?
Yeah, I'm in this industry. So
I need to go into the drug industry. I saw the Netflix TV show about painkillers. Crazy.
It's good.
It's good.
I seen
it's
like
crazy.
as a thumbnail, and someone suggested me as well in the chat to watch
it's
it.
It's like crazy
how
they structured the drug and what they did with the drug and how much money they make with the drug.
Yeah.
And it's like how they did. It's crazy.
It's eye-opening. It's very nice that Netflix has a lot of amazing shows which like educate you.
Yeah.
In a way, so for sure.
Last thing, what is a person you look up to and feel inspired, or you look for inspiration?
That's a good question. I don't probably have such type of person, but I can say streaming related, there was one person who actually inspired me to stream. That was Dr. Disrespect. I don't know, have you heard about him or not? He's a legend. I think he's an example of how streamer and content creator has to what he has to do during his live streams, because he brings show. It's not like he just sits down on the PC and he plays games. He has his team of one person as well, who sits whilst he streams, he sits in another room, and Doc has like a green screen, and they create different kind of green screens of like him being in the gym or him driving his Lambo or something. And then he just like, sometimes he has some kind of moments where he like just stands from his setup and he goes and sits into his Lambo, obviously, which is just a green screen, and he pretends of driving it, and he has a speech. That's just like, it is incredible. And he was one of the reasons why I decided to try the stream, because he was also playing PUBG back then. And he's just the person who sits in front of the PC, he plays video games, and he screams, shouts. He has this incredible energy. And I was like looking at him being like, wow, I want to do the same, you know, because he was one of my inspirations to start the stream. But as for today, I don't know, I have like many, probably. I don't have like one certain person. I just like to, it depends on the mood as well. But yeah, I don't think I have answered to the question, because I don't have a certain person which I'm going to go to listen to so I can get inspired by him, sadly.
Favorite movie?
Probably it's going to be very predictable, such as Forrest Gump.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, Forrest Gump, Interstellar, I really like as well. La La Land. You know, those movies which are literally in top 20 best movies of all time. I actually haven't watched it.
I walked out on it in the middle of it.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't like Oppenheimer as well.
You didn't like it? Because like, it was very funny. Like, I actually, last time I was in cinema was in 2019 before the COVID.
Oh, really?
So I was like, I need to go to the cinema. So I went to the cinema, and there was like Barbie and Oppenheimer. So I went to the Oppenheimer because I'm a more person who, I'm like a more like down to earth. I don't like fantasy things. I just, yeah. So I went to the Oppenheimer, and I made the story like, guys, which movie I'm watching, Barbie or Oppenheimer? And there was like, I think 50-50 people voted. But yeah, I liked it because I think it educates us from the things which we are surrounded right now, and which brings a certain threat to the humanity. But it was a little too long.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way. I didn't walk out of it, but it was too long, right?
Yeah, a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a great movie specifically of an educational part, because I like to watch movies which gives you a certain background and knowledge of how certain things are right now in our world. Yeah. So it's,
Thank you, Dana, for coming. You're a sharp lady. Let's go. Stay sharp.